Hey everyone, this is Russell again. I want to welcome you to the last of our daily sketch series on local marketing. 2 days ago we talked about conversation domination. Yesterday we talked about how to lock your clients in forever. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to find the right businesses versus the wrong businesses. You pick the right businesses, this business becomes so much fun and so easy. You pick the wrong businesses, it's a lot of work. So let's get started. I'll show you how to pick the right businesses. Okay, now one of the biggest things you can do to be successful in this business is learning how to pick the right businesses. And so I kind of have a graph that we use that we show our DotComSecrets IMAs on how to pick the right businesses. And this is what the graph looks like. It's actually kind of a square. Okay, now on this side we have how many searches are happening. So we have low search volume, and we have high search volume, high search. Okay, so for example, if you want to go, again, like my dad, when he had these guys trying to rank keywords for him, and they were charging him $20 to rank it, they were picking keywords like Murray, Utah, State Farm insurance agent named Ross Brunson, like that kind of a phrase. Like, okay, who's ever once searched that in the history of the world? No one has. Okay, and so there's very low search things, and there's very high search terms like Boise chiropractic is probably a higher search one. Okay, so you have the low versus the high. And then this axis down here is basically customer value. So low customer value, and it says high customer value. Okay, so low customer value, example of low customer value is a restaurant. Okay, if I walk across the street and I go to Subway, how much am I worth Subway as a customer? I'm going to pay $5, right? So there I'm a $5 client. Okay, oops, so $5. Okay, and then a high example of a high customer is something like cosmetic surgery, right, or cosmetic dentistry, or something like that. Okay, you walk into a cosmetic dentistry, you may be spending 10 grand just to get your teeth fixed. Okay, so that's an example of a high customer value. Okay, so this is kind of how it breaks up. Now, what a lot of people do is they struggle in this business because they go in to these low search, low customer value. Okay, and basically in here, this is a bad place to go. Okay, nobody's really searching for that stuff, and the client's only making like $5. Okay, not so good. So this is not somewhere you want to go. Then you have like your low search volume, but they have really high customer value. Now these are kind of hard to go into because you can rank someone for a keyword, but maybe only 2 people a month that actually are searching for that, or 5 people a month. Okay, and so you can get some stuff, but it just doesn't really. It's hard to make the numbers work. But sometimes you can make that work. But I typically don't go after these as well. Okay, then you have high search volume but low customer value. Okay, these are companies like a lot of times like restaurants or movie theaters, things like that, where a lot of people are searching for this stuff, but they bring a customer that's not going to make them very much money. Okay, and the problem with that is, how do you charge someone $2,000 or $3,000 a month if each customer you bring in is only worth $5 to them? Okay, that's really difficult, don't you think? Because they've got to bring in thousands and thousands of customers just to cover how much you're charging. Whereas over here, if I bring in a high value customer, if I bring in one customer, it covers everything that they just paid me, and everything on top of that is just pure profit for them. Okay, so this is the sweet spot, right? This is where we want to be, obviously. Yay! So that's what we want to be. You want to be picking people that have high search volume and high customer count. Okay, now here's one of my big top secrets that I want to kind of put out there for you guys, and hope somebody runs with this. I've mentioned it 2 or 3 times, and I've yet to see somebody run with it yet. If you do run with it, please let me know. So I mentioned before, I run a local deal of the day type site, similar to Groupon or Living Social. And so when we first launched it, we launched ours here locally in Boise back when Groupon had launched in Chicago. And I think at the time they were in like 14 different cities. So we set up a scraper tool to scrape every single city that they were in, every deal they ever ran, all the stats, the number of sold, all that kind of stuff. And for the last 4 or 5 years, we've been aggregating all, I guess it's been 2 or 3 years, been aggregating all this data. And after looking at all the data, guess what kind of business makes the most money consistently every single time for Groupon? Any ideas, you guys? What it is laser hair removal. Laser hair removal. Okay, they always sell the most, and it's the highest dollar ticket being sold. Okay, so if I was going to be in this business, that's the kind of company I'd be going after. Okay, because laser hair removal, you go in there and you buy, you're paying $1,000, $2,000 for laser hair removal. Okay, and the breakage is huge on laser hair removal. Everyone I've ever known who's tried this never finishes their treatment because it hurts so bad. Okay, so there's a lot of breakage here, so that means there's a lot of profit that's tied in here up here. Okay, now back here you've got low customer value and high search, something like a restaurant. Now these typically aren't as good, but we have figured out a way, kind of a tweak to make these work. So again, this is a company like a restaurant. Now the way we make a restaurant work is not by selling them high ticket, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month for SEO and things like that. The way we found for these companies to really make money is bringing in something like a text message autoresponder. Okay? You introduce that to a restaurant, you show them, hey, here's a text message autoresponder. Every single client that comes in, get their cell phone number, and that way, whenever your company's low, you can text them and boom, get a whole bunch of people in. Okay? We've had a lot of success in restaurants and things like that with this. Okay? Now, there's not as much money here, but it is a way to get your foot in the door, and then you can start selling them other products and services on the back end after you've kind of proven it. So this is the kind of businesses we go after. This is obviously, if you could pick one to focus on, this is what you should be picking for sure. Okay? If you want another one to go after, start focusing on these, but never, never, never focus on either of these. That's really kind of the goal and the game plan for you guys. Okay? And this is a big hint. Some of you guys got a big aha when I shared that. That's the kind of company I'd be personally going after, is me. Laser hair removal, cosmetic dentistry, things like that. The customer value is really, really high. Don't go after people like plumbers and things like that where the value is a lot lower. Okay? Because these guys can keep paying you over and over and over again. You bring them one client, they've more than made their money back. Okay? So I hope that got the wheels in your head spinning just on how to pick the right type of client to go after. Okay? Now if you're still if you're interested, you've been learning the stuff we've been talking about, you're getting excited, but you have no idea kind of where to go from here. The good news is I have a webinar. It's called .comSecrets Local. We've been running this webinar for about 8 months now. We're actually about a week away from pulling this webinar down forever. So if you haven't watched it yet, this is pretty much your last shot. I'm sure down below this video we'll have a registration link where you can go watch that webinar. It's just, if not, just go to .comSecretsLocal.com. So again, .comSecretsLocal.com. You can go watch that webinar, and that webinar will walk you through how this whole local thing works. It'll walk you through the opportunity. Plus, it'll show you how you can start becoming part of the .comSecrets team and become a .comSecrets local, IMA, independent marketing advisor, where you can actually use our brand, use our success stories when you're going in and talking to businesses. And we've had over 2,000 people in the last 8 months join that program, and something that I know a lot of you guys are going to be interested in because it makes your job 1,000 times easier. So again, if you haven't watched that webinar yet, the information is down below. I hope you've enjoyed this series. I had a lot of fun talking about local marketing. This is really the hot thing that's happening right now on the online world. If you're not doing it yet, you need to start doing it. This is the low-hanging fruit. This is the easiest way I've seen to make money so far online. I know that it'll work for you guys because it's worked for over 2,000 of our students so far. Thanks so much, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.